All right, I'm back live, guys. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna send these guys the link to this podcast. Yeah, man. I think I pissed off a lot of ponies, man. I think they're mad at me, man. That shit's funny as hell. Give me a second. Like that shit was fucking crazy. That's like some sci-fi shit that happened. Like this is the second time this happened on my channel within the past 4 weeks or something like that. Oh, it's some funny ass shit. All right, let me go and get the retro bro. All right, so everybody has the link now, so they should be popping in any second. All right, Alex is back. Yep, Dirty back, Retro, Sinister, now Need Gamer Nick. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Oh.
Yay.
What the fuck just happened, dude? That was some freaking weird ass shit.
YouTube's having one of his moments.
Like, it said that I was still live, but all of a sudden it fucked everybody up.
Like, yeah, like from YouTube internally.
Yeah, it's done behind the scenes.
Man. Woo! Man, we probably need to start doing some Skype or some shit.
I'm going to retweet it out and say we back.
Yep. All right, so we back. Okay, so we only got 4 viewers right now. All right.
Part 2.
Let's see. The other one still say got 6 watching on the other one.
Yeah, because they don't know that we can't connect to the same like room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I just tweeted it out.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it on Google Plus too.
So we got 8 people watching.
Yo, real talk. I think I might get FIFA this year. That story mode looked like it went hard.
Man, I'm just saying.
I've never been into soccer. Never.
I never have either, but I've never really been into basketball either. And when they actually gave it a coherent story mode, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like when they finally stepped up my career. And 2K16 was the best. That Spike Lee story.
Yeah, I love it.
I beat that game in 2 days. Like, that's how much fun I had with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I actually got a lot of views in that video, too, because I was the first person to do a review for that game. Because if you get the reserve copy, you get it in advance. Like, the game is supposed to actually release the 20th, but if you reserve it, you can play the 16th.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, is anybody in the chat? All right, so I guess what we're trying to get everybody back. What we was talking about?
Talk about the holiday games.
And did I went to you yet, Alex?
Oh, he's on mute.
Oh, I was playing with my hologram.
Your hologram, huh?
I thought that was something else in your hand. I ain't saying it on stream, though.
I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I don't think it's going to show up because of this fucking hat I'm wearing. There we go. Can you see that?
What is that?
Wow. It's a hologram cube. It came with my pre-order of Recore.
Whoa, I see it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it also, like a new Gears of War, too. 1 second.
The future is now.
It's not crazy. For sale, either. You can only acquire it if you're a pirate.
This is true. It was from the booty I found. Anyways, let's see. Sony's lineup. We want to start with that?
Yep. I think I was getting to you before the ponies took down that last podcast.
Okay, so yeah, Sony's lineup for holiday, it's weak, but at the same time, they had a really good first half of the year because they had their Uncharted, they had Ratchet and Clank, and No Man's Sky, but like that. But and you look at Microsoft. Microsoft's first half of the year was fucking dog shit. It was just Quantum Break, and on Tuesday we got Recore, which is their second exclusive. So look, it's like Sony and Microsoft are completely flipped because like Microsoft's second half of the year is really strong, and then you also get all the third-party games, and then Sony's. But Microsoft's first half of the year was fucking terrible. It was just third-party games, and then Sony's end. They have third parties, and they have Street Fighter 2. That was another terrible game. So they have those, but then Sony's back end of the year is garbage. It's like you get Gravity Rush 2. Gravity Rush is a shit game. I couldn't even finish it. It was so fucking boring.
Oh, damn.
And what else do they got? Last Guardian got delayed to December. And from people who've played it so far, they're not happy with it. It's dog shit, as predicted. And when a game takes that long to make, there's something wrong with it. What else? Gran Turismo Sport got delayed till next year. And I think, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 got delayed till next year. So, yeah, their games are not too good for the second half of the year. But, it's just weird. They do it a different way than Microsoft. Like, they want to have games in the first half of the year, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But, like, you should at least have one, like, big game for the holiday time, too, I think.
But that's why I'm getting on Microsoft, too, man, because they're guilty for doing that shit too, man. So
who is?
Microsoft. They guilty of doing that shit too.
Yeah, like I said, Microsoft's first half of the year is terrible. Like it was just Quantum Break,
Right.
and then it was nothing until Tuesday, which is September. So they had like nothing for months and months and months, which is crazy. Like Microsoft should take some other games and push them earlier in the year and like space them out better. They've they do a really bad job at spacing out their exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this feels like? You guys ever were into Popeye when you were kids?
Yep.
Remember that dude Wimpy that would always be like, if you buy me a burger today, I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday. That's essentially what's happening in gaming. If you buy this console today, we'll gladly give you some games on Tuesday. And then they just take forever to release.
Damn.
He was the shit, man.
I could see them just laughing and counting their money while not releasing games like hamburger.
Like, yeah, I guess that's it. Like, their lineup is shit for the rest of the year. It's whatever. You got some. If you want to spend money with Sony, you got 2 consoles you can buy and a VR headset. So you got a lot of hardware. But they got no games, no worthwhile games. Like, if you like those shitty ass little Japanese games, some of them are good, but a lot of the time they're not. If you like those kind of games, they got something for you. But for majority of people, there's nothing worthwhile for the PlayStation for the rest of the year.
They're trying too hard, man. They're trying too hard to not fuck up, and that's exactly what they're doing is fucking up.
They've been nosediving the last couple of weeks. It's been hilarious for me, but like for Sony fans, it's been a rough couple of weeks.
I feel like the new strategy in gaming these days is that it's not a screw up if you have an excuse for it. It's like if you can make an excuse, they think they can let it slide.
Like Sony's latest excuse. Like, remember how they said the PS4 Pro won't have a 4K Blu-ray player because Sony believes people don't watch on disc anymore; they just stream it. You know what Sony announced today? Their standalone 4K Blu-ray player.
Oh,
yeah. Yep. So, lie detector determined.
Wait. How much is that, man? How much is that?
That thing is $400.
Oh, eat a dick.
You can eat all the dick. You can buy a fucking Xbox One S for $300. Go buy that instead.
Yeah.
PlayStation pension, your pockets confirmed. PPP.
Yeah. And Sony also told you to run out and buy a 60-inch 4K HDR TV just to go play 4K upscaled games.
That's
Come on,
Sony brand, of
Come
course.
on, Sony. Ain't nobody buy your TVs. Your TVs fucking suck. People buy Samsung and Vizio and LG now.
Exactly.
All right, Gamer Nick, give me your thoughts and opinions about the PS4 holidays. Once again, no heavy hitters. What you think?
We're talking about exclusives only, right?
Yes, exclusive.
Yeah, they got shit.
But the Japanese are relevant games.
Oh my god.
Hey, I mean, shut up, Alex. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think last night, it's like it's not that there isn't games; it's just not the AAA, games that people are expecting, like the heavily advertised games. They're like, hey, look at this. Ooh, explosions and manliness and titties. And I think I just explained God of War, but anyway.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, these games are coming, but we don't know when. And Sony's starting to do Nintendo levels of delays here.
Oh, they're far beyond that.
Yeah,
So,
they
I know.
will.
It's just
like Last Guardian's almost 10 years. Nothing's
yeah,
close
I
to
mean,
that.
like I said, it was called the first Guardian when they first started the game.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
The only thing that comes
yeah.
close is like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts 3.
but yeah, I mean, but even that's
Nintendo's dry, like somebody that just needs to lotion up. But
Like, that's
Sony
not
is
even-
Arizona dry.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
I
man.
mean, but like I said, like you said, with Xbox, we got Gears and Request came out, and what else they got besides Gears? Coming out?
Forza, and
Stuff like that. Gears is the one I'm really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of people are like, it's not exclusive because it's on PC. Shut the fuck up. It's on Microsoft PC. That's close enough. But like you got Street Fighter V on PC as well. So don't start.
But that doesn't count.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Dog shit. Apparently, No Man's Dog shit's gonna come to the Xbox too. You can keep that shit, Sean Murray, you lying weasel fuck.
Listen, no, keep that crap away from the.
I hope Phil Spencer tells you to go eat a fucking dick.
You know what'd be funny though? Just like I know it's not gonna happen, but it'd be funny if like all the stuff they said was gonna be in the game they put in the Xbox version, like all that stuff.
Oh my god, that would be too
that would
funny.
be funny as hell. I'd be laughing. I still wouldn't buy the game, but I still think it'd be funny.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, all the stuff we promised you to do. Yeah, we're doing that on the Xbox because Microsoft paid us a bit more to put it in there or some shit like that. I don't know. That'd be funny as hell.
Mm.
Well, that's not fair that they did that. That's typical Xbox. Yeah, well,
You guys notice that Xbox has actually changed what they word on the box? It says Xbox One console exclusive on here. It no longer
they said that on the on Quantum Break. I saw that.
Did
shit.
it? Oh, I didn't even notice it on that. That's hilarious.
I was looking at that like console. What the hell?
They changed the term so they can actually get away with saying that now.
But yeah, like I said, definitely looking forward to Gears 4. I finally played the series and I liked it.
Gears is awesome.
Like I awakened my inner dude, bro, and stuff like that. So I let him out to play every now and then. So
Bro, what the?
The hell was that?
I don't know either.
All right, you finished with your topic, gamer Nick?
like I said, if you're probably looking forward to any JRPGs, you might have something there. If you're looking forward to like the big stuff, there's really nothing for you.
All right. What about you, Jay? What's your thoughts and opinions about once again, no exclusives for the holidays?
Man, I just read I read 4 articles. I'm lying, it was 3. Yeah, it's 3. I read 3 articles today talking about exclusives, and apparently Sony has been doing the hatchet job. They've been laying off a lot of people because of exclusivity. See, exclusivity is actually causing developers to lose more.
Yeah, we should actually talk about that because that happened today.
Yeah, no, it's been happening. Actually, I brought it back, man. It's been happening since like January.
Yeah, but one happened today too, though. Sony
What happened today in London happened.
Yeah, London happened today.
And but London is the only one that went viral, man. I mean, because it was a big ass company. That's the only one that went viral.
Yeah.
I went digging in it. They've been laying off all year, and that's
They're
pretty
broke.
sad.
People refuse to believe Sony's broke.
What it is see, these developers, the publishers are making the developers suffer because they're coming out with these new policies that are just outrageously fucking
They
expensive.
can't stay above water.
And it's crazy how expensive they say that these modifications are when it comes to tweaks, when it comes to video games. But see, if these publishers would just allow developers to make a game and sell their story, that's what you're really buying when you buy a video game. You're buying a virtual book. if these publishers would just allow these developers to just make their product and sell it the way they should sell it, Sony would not be suffering the way they are. Sony is literally making themselves suffer. Microsoft has literally they bit the nail. They realize, if you ask me, Microsoft has way better analysts than Sony does, because obviously they see the problem and they're like, okay, we don't want to do this shit no more. Let's make a game for everybody. Let's put it here, there. Let's support crossplay. Let's do whatever it takes to get these games out. And they're not really, they're not really caring about exclusivity. Now, I think that Sony needs to hurry up and wake up and do that. I think Nintendo has caught on to that. That's why they're trying to get third-party support back.
Yeah.
So
well,
I think
so they say.
exclusivity needs to it needs to die, along with the publishers' greedy need for microtransactions. Because when these companies get too much money, Sony has proven that they take our money and they invest it inside of projects that have no promising revenue.
Yep.
And when they do that, in the long run, the developers suffer, and then what the publishers don't do in a stupid panic fucking attack is try to jack up the prices with us. So there's the excuse why Sony jacked up their online subscription fee, because they're actually losing money in other divisions, and they're trying to make up for that extra fucking revenue. So see, I'm putting two and two together here and say, you know what? They just need to come off their high horse. Exclusivity needs to die. And microtransactions need to come to a halt when it comes to console gaming. Now, DLC is okay if it's something that was not initially ripped out of the game. But those are my thoughts on it, bro.
There's very few games that handle microtransactions well. Most of them do it in a disgusting way.
Oh yeah, man! I can.
The only ones that seem to do it okay is like Halo 5 and Deus Ex. Apparently,
yes,
those
sir.
are like,
and I gotta say that Kojima, you gotta give Kojima mad respect for Metal Gear Solid 5. Microtransactions are in the game, but they are totally fucking not needed.
Yeah, and that one too. So Deus Ex, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Halo 5, they have microtransactions, but they're nowhere near as egregious as some other ones.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, it stays like that though.
Right. Okay, we back over 20 viewers, 24. Appreciate y'all guys for coming back.
Sorry about that, people. We had some fucking pony stampede go through the stream, and it ruined everything.
The last time that happened, I think because I was doing Wi-Fi, but I'm hardwired this time, so that wasn't me. Like, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It was YouTube. Because it said that I was live, but then again,
YouTube, the YouTube server said you weren't. It was a YouTube error.
Yeah, saying you live.
Yeah, like I said, man, just bullshit, whatever. But let's go and keep it going. This is a lot of us. So, Oh Dirty, what do you think about the PS4? Once again, not having no heavy hitters for the holidays.
They just show you that their main focus was on the Pro. They wanted to give you that 4K because they maxed out 1080p 60 frames per second.
Oh my god. What a stupid thing to say.
They lied.
Even though we all know they was upscaling half of that shit.
Yep.
That's what they was focused on.
Show me one fucking PS4 exclusive that isn't a remaster that's 1080p maxed out with 60 frames per second.
What? You say it don't exist like the NX, Nick? I agree.
You don't.
Yeah, that's why they don't have any heavy hitters, again this holiday. That's what they focus on. They focus on 8K. They want you to buy. They want you to run out and also get a TV. They also want you to go out and get a headset. So all this is what they was, they had their mindset on that people are going to spend money on. The 4K TV, the Pro, and the VR headset. So there you go.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, thousands of dollars.
Here's the thing that kills me too. A lot of my friends that game casually have been enjoying VR so far. Like, I have a few friends, and they've been going to the mall over the weekend, and PlayStation VR was out so they can play it. And a lot of them didn't share the opinions we had. They enjoyed it a lot. I even asked them, and I was like, wait, I thought it had, like, bad graphics, and since it's VR, it's supposed to be real. And they were saying, yeah, the graphics looked like PS2, but it still felt fun to them.
That's what the fucking dog shit VR. Like, I played real VR with the Vive. Like, that will shit on Sony's VR. Maybe if your friends had tried that one first, then they would realize how shitty Sony's version is.
Did we get Dirty?
Yeah, but I didn't want to argue with her, so I didn't.
Oh,
Hey, are you still going? Are you still going, Dirty?
Oh no, that was it. They was focusing on those three for us, to
Okay.
go out and spin. So they wasn't focusing on it.
yeah, they're focused on hardware right now.
I thought they rudely interrupted you, so I apologize for their stupidity. Not just playing with you.
Just because you're wearing a monocle doesn't mean you can talk down to everyone.
Now, I am what they call a uppity ass nigga. That's what I am. All right. What about you, Retro Bro? What's your intake about this?
What was the question again? I was a little zoned out.
About the PS4 not having no holiday hits again.
Well, the thing is, it really doesn't make any sense because now is their best time to attack. And I'm not just saying that because we're coming around the holiday season when most people have money, but the fact that the Scorpio's not going to release until sometime next year, right now is really their best time to try to take this opportunity and make this money. Because even when they have a lot of their new IPs, since a lot of the casual fans have shown they care more about specs, they're going to have an issue outselling Xbox when the Scorpio releases. So now is really the time for them to have games and to sell them hard and fast before that Scorpio comes.
Yeah. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Basically, what y'all was saying, I've been saying this for a while. Like, PlayStation is a shell of their former selves. Like, they used to be a company that spits out all kinds of games, all kinds of juggernauts from first, second, third party. But now a PS4 is basically a console full of third-party games that actually you could actually play it on the Xbox One, on the PC as well. So they not giving people a reason to buy a PS4. Well, they coming out with new hardware, so I guess that's a selling point this holidays. But you know, where the games at? You know, it just doesn't make sense. And of course, yeah, somebody in the chat, I think Tom, he's Damage Control in the chat, talking about what about the Master Chief Collection that came out a couple of years ago? Yes, I know about that. That's why I said that Microsoft don't get no pass. But at least they coming out with these games at the right time. Because they coming out in the busiest time of the year when people actually spend unnecessary money on shit they probably don't even need. But this is a time of the year when a lot of games come out and Microsoft is smart enough to put these games out. But I wish that Microsoft could spit out more exclusives so they can release it throughout the year. You know, Sony, they had a few exclusives that came out earlier part of the year, like Street Fighter 5. Of course, you got Uncharted 4, Ratchet & Clank. But that was like a long time ago. Like, we've been dry for months. You know, like I said, if it wasn't for third parties, then it would be another Wii U situation. That's what I'm saying. And, you know, that's why I feel that third parties is really taking over this industry, and this is why Nintendo don't want to be a part of it, because they don't want third parties telling them what to do, because Nintendo you tell them what to do. So that's why the relationship is kind of, you know, it's not what it used to be. So that's why Richard Fils-Aimé said they going to a totally new direction, because they don't want no part of that shit.
Yep, they tag teaming with Apple.
Yeah, you're right about that. So basically, if you think about it, the Xbox and the PlayStation share about the same amount of content. They barely got any exclusives to themselves, you know. But during the holidays is basically when you're supposed to be, you know, putting out your heavy hitters, in which Microsoft has been doing these past couple of years. And Sony, like, nothing. A remastered Nathan Drake collection last year? Come on, man. A 7-8-year-old game, a PS3 game coming out this year? Come on, man. Is that all what Sony has to offer? Like, what the fuck?
By the way, on a side note, anybody in the chat that's really good at like art and animation, because I suck at it, please make a meme that says Nintendo is evolving with the Pokemon evolving animation that says Nintendo has evolved into a better company with them beside Apple. I swear I will retweet it.
Okay.
That is
like I was saying, man, this PS4 situation, you know, all this new hardware. It's not even the PS4. Like, even these new consoles, man. Like, it just got okay. Yeah, I'm about to talk about this next subject. We're about to get into our next subject. You know, it just got me want to dig into this PC. Like, I'm probably going to buy me a gaming PC one day, because I'm tired of freaking buying all this hardware. I spend so much fucking money on these games, and all of a sudden we got to buy another console, and it's just so stupid. And what got me to really want to get into PC was Sony talking about they don't want to leave no gamers behind. So if you pay for a premium product in which the PlayStation Pro is, you're going to get the standard experience online, which it doesn't make sense. And that's why a lot of PC gamers are looking down on the console gamers and laughing at them at the same time. So yeah, I'm like, man, I really hope Microsoft don't do this bullshit whenever the Scorpio comes out. If so, then I think I'm done. I'm sick and I'm tired of this. And once again, it's giving me more hope for the Nintendo NX, in which we're gonna talk about that last. But let's go ahead and get to our next to last subject. Let's talk about this generation. Shouts out to Old Dirt. He got me want to talk about this. With all these damn new consoles that's coming out within 3 years after these consoles launch, we get new consoles. Well, it could be 4 years with the Scorpio, but it's just so mind-boggling that I feel so ripped off as a consumer because I feel that I didn't get enough from the first iteration with PS4s and Xbox One. I feel I didn't get enough to satisfy my purchase, but then I was satisfied more than Wii U, I'll tell you that. But as far as what we expected, like we got with the 360, like what we got with the PS3, like the microtransactions it's getting more expensive. The fucking season passes are getting more expensive. Just like what's that $50 season pass? Star Wars Battlefront. That game had a $50 season pass, and plus it did not come with a single player campaign mode. So that was a total rip-off.
So they were Call of Duty.
So that's basically what's going on in today's games, and I just found out that majority of these PC games, these AAA games that you get on PC, they're not $60. They're not $60. At least most of them, they like $20, $30, $40, or $50. But most of them
free. League of Legends
for free.
Are free. So all this bullshit got me really want to maybe take a look inside this PC. Maybe I might build me a PC or give me a gaming laptop PC, whatever, gaming laptop. I'm really, really thinking about it. And with all these damn remasters, I'm sick and tired of playing the same games that I played last generation. I like them, but like I said this a long time ago, if we don't get enough games, we don't get enough new games, and we get more remasters that's outweighing the new games, then that's going to be a really big issue. And we just got another remaster. The BioShock collection. Like, I'm sick and tired of these remasters. We just got Dead Island not too long ago. Like how many remasters does it take for us to be satisfied? And Sony's main excuse with that is that a lot of gamers did not own a PS3, so that's why they should have not these remasters. That's a fucking load of crap, man. They're trying to save money, man. It's just fucking bullshit. That's why I really want to get into this PC. So one day y'all can see me unbox some kind of PC gaming machine. Alex, what's your thoughts and opinions about this, man? What do you think about this generation as a whole, man? Is it fucked up? Is this like the worst generation we ever had?
In a lot of ways, yes. Like there have been moments where the generation's great, where you get like really good games, like that only came out on this generation's console. Stuff like Sunset Overdrive, for instance. But a lot of the games are remasters, to the point where that's all that's selling. I don't know why people keep running out and buying remastered games. Like I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it. I bought Sleeping Dogs. I never owned it on the 360, so I got it on the Xbox One. But like every remaster game seems to sell really well, and they keep doing it because obviously it must be extremely cheap for them to do this. That's why they put them out so fast.
See, that kind of frustrates me too, because I feel like it's a cycle. Pretty much what they're doing now is they're having developers be lazy, put out day one patches and make crappy games, so we get mad and have nostalgia about old games. Then they just simply port those or make a few small adjustments and charge you full price for something they made years ago. Like, they're doing that on purpose to get people to want older games they don't have to put work into.
I guess so, or they're just trying to resell their old products. It sucks because like they keep selling and they keep doing it, and it just keeps happening over and over again. And then the new games that come out, stuff like Quantum Break, for instance, or Sunset Overdrive, brand new games, they don't sell well. and we're at the point where they're remastering the I guess they've run out of games to remaster, so they're remastering the consoles now. We just got so you can either get your remastered console, which still doesn't do 60 frames per second. That PS4 Pro is a worthless piece of dog shit. And we're going to get a remastered Xbox with the Xbox Scorpio. Hopefully they don't do the same thing as the Pro and they actually give you what we've been wanting this whole time, but I will believe it when I see it. I'll put it that way. I highly doubt that the Scorpio is going to give me 4K 60 frames or even 1080p 60 frames on all games. We'll see, but I seriously doubt it. So we're stuck with these remastered games, remastered consoles, and a few new good games in between. It's been a really weird generation. Everyone's talking about graphics, and like Sony is to blame for the graphics talk because they're the one that started all this. So 1080p, give me 1080p or give me death, all that stupid nonsense they're saying. This whole generation has been about graphics, and it seems like a lot of gamers are graphics whores. A lot of people that grew up with the PS3 and the 360, I say this a lot. I get a lot of flack for saying this every time, but the kids that grew up with 360 and PS3, they're the worst fucking gamers ever. In history of gamers, they're the worst gamers because they grew up where broken games are normal. They grew up where patches are the norm. They grew up where you have to pay for DLC. They grew up where you have like stupid shit like microtransactions and stuff. That's normal to them. So when it happens on a consistent basis, they don't know any better. So we constantly have these broken garbage. And for them, it's like, oh, they'll just patch it, whatever. Don't complain, don't complain. And here we are. This is where we are. And all they care about is graphics. Because a lot of, and this kind of ties into what we were talking about before earlier, where a lot of people, they don't actually play games. They just kind of like to look at them. And a lot of YouTubers are like that, apparently. So we're getting remastered consoles that don't improve your gameplay. You just get it to look a little shinier. And personally, I think that's pushing a lot of people to PC because you can get the shiny graphics if you want them, or you can get the better frame rates, and the games are cheaper, and you don't have to pay online. The Xbox and the PlayStation are so close to PCs now, but they don't have any of the benefits of PC, which is nuts to me because they're pretty much watered down PCs with a custom OS, but you still have to pay for online. Sony just charged you more than they used to, and you don't get the same kind of sales, and you don't have freedom of choice where to buy your games from. You can only buy it from the Xbox or PlayStation store, or you buy it physically, and you don't get like any of the other advantages. Like I don't know anymore. Like it's so close to PCs. Like the advantage of consoles is almost lost at this point. The advantage of console was you buy the console, you plug it into your TV, and you have that shit for like 5 years. You never have to worry about it. Everything works on it, but it's not like that anymore.
This is the best analogy I can get. Yeah. This is the best analogy I can give for it. Think of it this way. Console gaming right now is like going to a club or a bar. You're getting alcohol and you're paying $7 to $10 for a little small glass, which for that same price, you could get a whole bottle that you can drink in the comfort of your own home. Choose to do this knowing that you're paying more money just because you're interacting with more people. And that's essentially consoles gaming. People feel that more of their friends are on the console, so they want to be there even though it's overpriced and they know they're being mistreated.
Right. Yeah, because that's where their friends are. That's where the majority of people are. And it seems like it's for people who really do enjoy playing their games, PC does seem like the better option because you can actually get your games to run better. And they're cheaper, and you play again. You can play online for free. So there's a lot of advantages that Microsoft and Sony just start giving to people on the consoles, even though the consoles are so similar to PCs now. It's crazy. I don't know. It's been a weird generation.
I see why a lot of PC elitists is laughing at us because we've been gaming on consoles. We're really not PC gamers, but I guess you had transitioned to a PC gamer.
I still play on my console. Like I was just playing Recore. Like I still have it, obviously, and I still play on it. But like, a lot of games I'll be getting towards PC going forward, unless it's like it's a multiplayer game and like the other guys want to play it on Xbox, and my hand is kind of forced. I got to get it over there. But like I'd rather just play it on the computer, where it'd most likely be cheaper. And I don't have to worry about it being locked at 20 frames per second or some nonsense.
Plus, you can't lose. If the game is bad on PC, you get your refund right away.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to like Ninja Turtles so bad, but when I saw how bad the frame rate was, I got my money back instantly.
They fixed it now. Now it's 60 frames.
Well, if that price dropped, I might come back to it.
Yeah, I think it dropped to 30 now.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, it'll take long.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like this generation it's been weird. I think Sony and Microsoft made them too similar to PCs, where like when you look at those consoles, then you look at PCs like, they get almost all the same games and they run better. It's just like the transition is so much easier now to PC than it ever was, and Steam has made playing games on PC way easier than it used to be. I guess people still think it's difficult, but like all you do is download Steam and you can install the game straight from there, and it does the same thing like the consoles. Like we don't pop our games in and play the games on console anymore. You have to download them and install them on your console. That's an advantage the console has lost,
and it's faster too.
And it's faster. Like it's slow as hell when you install a game on the Xbox. Yeah, it's a little faster on the PS4, but like it's still slow.
Like 2K17 for most console gamers would probably take all day. I downloaded it in 2 hours.
But it's just crazy. Like I believe consoles still have a place because like they're cheaper, and obviously you can get all the games, and a lot of the games are made for the consoles then ported to PC. But at the same time, like you're with these remastered consoles, you're spending more money buying console hardware than you would on a computer at this point, and that's fucking crazy.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, like you were saying, man. Like you have the freedom of choice of whatever you want to do on PC. You know, the Scorpio, the Pro will never come out. I really hope Microsoft do not follow what Sony did, locking the frame rates online. Of course, the Scorpio is going to be a lot more powerful than the PS4 Pro. So if that is also true that they're going to lock the frame rates, I'm going to be angry.
And then they can keep that shit, to be honest. Like, if they're going to be locking my frame rates to match my standard Xbox One, there's no point for me to upgrade.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about 4K graphics.
That's basically what I'm getting at. Like, I was praising the Pro. I might be the only one that's in this world is praising it because, you know, for that price, it's not bad for that price. But the online, you know, playing if you want to play online with your friends, like it's just so stupid. You know, let's say your friend has a standard PS4, you have to freaking fall behind. You know, with him since he didn't want to up no money to upgrade. It's just so stupid. You know, like us, you know, pay for a premium product. You want the premium experience. You don't want a standard experience. That's what I've been saying. That's why PC, you have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want, and their games are a lot fucking cheaper as well. And like what we said yesterday, you don't have to buy no third-party objects to stream. You could use OBS to stream on YouTube.
If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, they recently updated their GeForce experience. This is how I've been streaming Enslaved online. You can actually stream directly from Shadowplay now.
Before I forget, one thing that they do on PC, like they don't do this with all games, but if you play games that's super competitive, I know usually this happens with fighting games. Like I know Street Fighter 4 definitely did this. Like in Street Fighter 4, it takes a while to load for competitive matches, like when you're doing ranked matches and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So while you're waiting for it to load, it tells you what the PC classes are. It'll tell you what your PC class is and what your opponent's PC class is. So within that time it's loading, if their PC completely outclasses yours, like let's say yours is a C rank and your opponent's an S ranked, you can leave that match before it loads and you won't lose any points because you know they're going to be that much faster than
you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fair.
That's the freedom of choice. That's what I'm talking about.
And you don't lose points because there's no way you're going to beat that. Well, you can beat an S class, but it's going to be really hard with the advantages they have.
Yeah, unless they're terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, but pray for miracles.
There's one other thing, like I forgot to mention, it's like, especially now, a lot of the exclusives seem to be going towards PC. Like all of Microsoft's exclusives are going to Windows 10. Well, they said all, but now they kind of backtracked on that. But we all know it's all of them. So they're all going to PC through Windows 10 Store. And then even on Sony's side, they recently put PS Now onto PC, so you can play, I think it's like 450 PS3 games can be streamed through PS Now on your PC. And they recently made this Bluetooth adapter, so you can wirelessly connect to the PC from your PS4 controller. Logically, you would believe that is to get people ready to have PS4 games go to PS Now and then have it play on the PS4 controller. Like that's what makes sense in my mind. So maybe that's going to happen down the road in a couple of years. But it just seems like PC gets all the former console exclusives, and there's less and less console-only games to the point where it's like, maybe it's just can get the one machine and just kind of have it all, except obviously for Nintendo games.
Well,
You can just get a cell phone for those, I suppose.
And then it's at that point now that console companies realize that even if you have a big fan base, it doesn't guarantee that your fan base isn't divided. And when I say divided, I mean divided in the sense of their own game preference. So if you have like 58 million people in your fan base, it doesn't mean they're all going to buy the same game. So if you really want to optimize your money, like anybody else that sells a product, you sell it in many places as you can.
Right.
Okay, let's go and move on. Okay, we need to get Gamer Nick and Jay No Dirty and Sinister because we all three's been talking about this. Gamer Nick, what's your intake about this, man?
Well, I kind of saw this coming a long time ago, and I think we all did, if you really think about it. But we were stupidly optimistic in a way that we were wrong. We weren't. So, like, yeah, I don't know. It's like it's like everything we've gotten so far. Well, not everything, but like 90% of what we've gotten so far is just everything we got last gen. It's just supposed to look a little better and have more blades of grass or some shit like that. I mean, I sit here and I look at, I look at my collection of Wii games and not 360 and PS3 because those are the two consoles I pretty much had last gen, and my shelf is just full of like games from both systems. I mean, I had a lot to choose from that I thought were really good on both systems, and then I look at my because I have like Wii U, PS4, and Xbox One. I'm looking at what I have there, and I'm like, where's all my shit? I mean, like even in the first couple of years, I was getting games a lot faster than I am now. So it's just hard to tell, really. I mean, it's just I'm sitting there like, yeah, it was like so many things that went wrong this gen, and they're not even fixing them. All they're doing is trying to make it look better and hoping we don't notice that everything is going wrong. Unfortunately, that is working on some people. Some people are sitting going, oh, but graphics and resolution and frame rates and whatever shit like that. It's just like that's all they want now. And it's like Alex said, they want something to look at, not something to play. And it's just really weird. I mean, just really like sad. So I honestly don't know what to say about it other than, yeah, they fucked up and they'll probably get even worse when 9th gen comes around. I wonder how many times they'll redo the 9th gen when it comes out.
Well, they're already going to redo Last of Us again. And this time they're going to update it with 4K. And you know what the funniest part is? It's going to be 4K and back down to 30 frames per second.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not even kidding you. It went from 30 frames on the PS3 up to 45 to 60 on the PS4, and now it's going back down to 30 for the.
You're fucking with me, right? They're actually releasing Last of Us yet again.
They're gonna do Last of Us again for the PS4 Pro.
What is this? The remaster, the Super Master, the Hyper Master? What are they gonna call this one?
I don't know what it's calling. Maybe the 4K Master. I'm not sure what you're calling it.
The Last of Us 4K or some shit like that. Man, I was joking about shit like this when I first heard about this. And,
oh man!
Well, at least I thought I was joking shit. So we probably are gonna get like Uncharted 4K.
Oh, definitely. All Sony's titles, you can pretty much guarantee it.
I thought this thing was just supposed to upscale the games they already have. What the hell is this shit?
It's supposed to, but I think they want to do native 4K for their own games.
So instead of just doing a patch that would deal with this, they're gonna
I think it's being patched. I'm not sure exactly if they're actually re-releasing it.
There's no way.
It would make sense to just be a patch, though.
Yeah, I mean that would make more sense. I don't see them like, oh, let's release this game again, because they're sitting there telling us that, oh, well, you can have both systems and play the same games, and if they come out with this, if they come out with this, then they're totally full of shit,
right?
And I don't know, man. If people like get The Last of Us yet again, and you don't get pissed off, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you're sitting there going, oh, yay, now we get The Last of Us 4K, and you have to rebuy the whole thing. I'm just like, what's wrong with you people? Why would, if anybody else did this, if Xbox does this or Nintendo does this, you're going to be the first one on the fucking train telling them how stupid and terrible of a company they are. But as soon as Sony does that same shit, oh, I love me the Sony. I'm going to go masturbate The Last of Us 4K or some shit like that. I don't know. Just please, people, if this happens, be angry. I mean, the effort they put into that, they could have started working on The Last of Us 2 or some shit like that. Which, even if they are working on Last of Us 2, it'll probably get delayed like 52 times before it actually comes out. And we'll see it on the PS6.
Is that all you got, Gamertag?
So, yeah, and like I said, and I made a video about this a while back, is like the fact that they're remastering these consoles, it proves just how much they fucked up. And they're pretty much admitting it by doing that.
Sorry.
So it's just like, yeah.
This nigga watching his own videos in the background.
He's
I
giving
was,
himself.
I was editing them, dog. My bad.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, we knew this was happening, and we went out and bought the shit anyway, so it's kind of our fault for buying into this. I don't know. Hopefully, with the PS4 and maybe even the Xbox Scorpio, we learn our lesson and be like, no, don't do this. But no, that's just not going to happen. I mean, I sure as hell ain't going to buy them, but I know other people already like saving up their pennies. Okay, I'm good.
All right. What about you, Jay, man? Give me your thoughts and opinions about this generation as a whole. Yeah, go ahead. I say mine for last. I got a lot to say.
I think it sucks, man. Which I'm so happy to be like around my niece and nephew, man, so I can show them what like real old school and like relatively new school gaming is, and I'll be putting them down on it, man. And it sucks, man, because like these console companies, they want you to fork over way too much money for so much little, man. You get so little in return. And what's crazy is if you fall for the hype, that hype is only good for like a week because we're evolving so fast. So the hype for bullshit is only like a week, man. I think I would like to. I gotta be completely honest though. I gotta say for the time being, I think Microsoft is honoring traditional gaming and next gen gaming right, because look at the way they support so many platforms, man. I mean, I really gotta say, I think they're doing it right. I also have to openly admit that I'm totally scarred by Sony, how they're doing everything, in my opinion, completely fucking wrong. And they just need to give it the times. They're so afraid that the next thing is coming out. It's so obvious that all people really want to do is just play a good video game and not be overcharged, not be overpriced. We need to know what's really going on. Sony, they got developers lying for them, taking pieces of content from other video games and putting it in their video games. It's just trash, man. Everything is just trash these days, man. And it's kind of pulling me away from, just the experience of gaming. I like if I see a game is smothered in microtransactions or asinine DLC like Batman Arkham Knight. I mean, I had the money like right up front. I was like, "Oh, I'm ready to buy this DLC." And after I played the game, I was like, "I don't want to pay for this shit. This content should have been in a fucking game."
Yeah, that was one of the worst ones.
That kills morality all over. It kills morality, man. And I hate that because I really wanted to dissect that game for what it is. Like I dissected like Metal Gear Solid 5, man. Fucking Kojima, man, I was dissecting that game left and right. I actually finished that bitch like 73%. But it's just going to shit though, and that's really what it is, man. These developers, they put out great games, and I think that it's mainly the publishers that are scarring the industry. They're getting too greedy. I mean, we live on one fucking planet, so there's really no legitimate excuse to keep jacking up the price on things, especially if we live in a world that really can't output this technology. So there's no reason to overcharge people if we really can't output this technology. And that's all I gotta say on it.
All right, what about you, Dirty?
Man, I really hate this generation. I think it's the worst generation. I've been gaming for a very long time. I've been gaming since Atari 2600. So this generation, like, really sucks. And I seen it coming when PlayStation 4 and Xbox One was announced, and majority of the guys on YouTube, I'm pretty sure some of you guys know who they are, was just so happy that like, man, these games gonna look good. They looking for this giant leap, and I'm like, we're not getting this leap this soon. We just got it with the PS3 and Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the guys was looking for. And when we got the games, don't get me wrong, some of these games look, good. But they was looking for a bigger leap. And they complained, and all of a sudden it turned into about specs. Yours do 900, mine do 1080, and it started getting ridiculous. And what I was saying was, some of these developers do watch our videos, and they feed off of it. They're like, okay, these idiots are now complaining about specs and whose console is the best. Then you know what? Let's put a console out here for them and just recharge them again. And it's happening. To see gap worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you announce 3 side stories for Mafia 3 and the fucking game ain't even out yet.
Fucking nuts.
Like, how's you talking about DLC now and the game is not even out?
Yep. Because that's what they do now. They make the game and the DLC at the same time. And when I say they make the DLC, I mean they cut out parts of the main game during production to sell to you after.
Mhm.
It's a really stressful environment, and I feel bad for developers because they want to make their dreams come true with artistic visions, but they also need money like the rest of us to survive, and the publishers put them in bad positions. I would say for anyone that wants to understand more about the publishing and developing process, definitely look at Jay's collection on Google Plus, because he had a video that talked about it really well. I think it was like 40 minutes long, and they talk about the publishing and developing process and what developers have to go through based on publishers' deadlines. It's really good if you're really interested on listening to the other side of the coin.
So what's crazy now is that since the Scorpion is like right around the corner and we got the Pro like at the front door, when next generation comes, don't expect anything less than 4K gaming now. Whatever consoles are going to be, you know what I'm saying, $600, that's what you're going to pay now. There's no turning back for Microsoft or Sony talking about.
Yeah, of course not. They can't go next gen, go back to 1080p.
No, you're right. They can't do it. They can't turn back. Now you're going to be paying what they want you to pay for these so-called premium consoles. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to be $600, $700, guess what? You're going to go buy it because they're going to make you go buy it. Just like they making, majority of these guys on YouTube go buy a 4K TV, and I see these guys talking about, oh man, I just found the 4K, a 50-inch at Walmart for $300. But you know what? That probably ain't even the right 4K TV for that console.
Yeah, there's no way for that price you have HDR. It's not possible.
Right. And they don't even understand this. All they know is specs. All they know is teraflops. And now that you need HDR to really get the effect of these consoles, it's like they just running buck wild over $200 TVs that's 50 and 60 inches. Like, you're not getting the full console experience. They're not doing their homework. All they hearing is teraflops. You know what I'm saying? That's all they hearing. 4K 1080p. This is all they're hearing. They don't know nothing about any games, what type of good games is going to come out. They rather had a remaster, just redone in 4K, and they happy. And I seen this shit coming a long time ago. And I'm happy that Nintendo say that they don't want to compete, which I understand, because as a company, you don't want to lose money. No company wants to lose money every fucking year like Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah.
So what Nintendo is doing, I would like for them to catch up in time with certain things like, invoice chat party, achievements, some shit like that. But when it comes to them trying to jump into 4K, Nintendo, don't do it.
Please
Just
don't.
Just do 1080p. You know what I'm saying? You got more games on the Wii U that do 1080p, 60 frames per second than you got on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yep.
Man, that's a fucking shame. And y'all, and they talked about the Wii U, how weak it was for the generation, but it still outperformed and outsold first party games than a 40 million plus console on the market. That's ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. You got 40 plus million consoles, and none of your exclusives can outsell the Wii U exclusive. There's only got what, 14 million?
Nothing comes close to Mario Kart as far as exclusives goes on the other consoles.
It's sad. I'm telling you guys, it's going to get worse. It's getting worse now with these 4K because
there is absolutely no reason that the PS4 Pro and Scorpio should be worried about 4K. There's no reason they should be doing 4K. They haven't even done 1080p 60 frames yet.
Right. Oh, we maxed that out. I'm like,
that dude's a fucking idiot.
Nobody on YouTube, brung this up about the PlayStation meeting. I'm like, it's certain things these guys are saying nobody is mentioning.
They were lying a lot in that meeting.
Yes.
They were saying they maxed out 1080p. No, you didn't. They were saying this is the true 4K experience. No, it's not. It's upscaling.
They don't even have the ultimate form of 1080p, which is 1080p Ultra.
Yeah. Most of the time when a game's 1080p on the PS4 or the very rare chance that it's 1080p on the Xbox One, the shit's like at medium settings. You never get a 1080p Ultra setting 60 frames game on these consoles. So how the fuck are you going to sit here and lie to our faces and say that you've maxed out 1080p? That's the kind of shit that drives me crazy about Sony. Like, why don't you just do what you initially promised us? What they could have did that with the Neo, but now they want to focus on fucking dog shit upscaled 4K. Like, who wants that?
Yeah. So my last point is, the people that's watching, go back and watch that PlayStation meeting. Listen to that second guy that sound like he's high on some shit.
Their tech guy.
Fuck. He is not selling you the PlayStation 4 Pro. He's selling you fucking 4K.
Yeah.
He had no enthusiasm about the PlayStation Pro. No. When the company talk about their product, they usually give you they usually enthusiasm, happy, jittery. This motherfucker was high.
Yeah.
He didn't care because he know you're gonna go out and buy it, and you're gonna go out and buy a Sony 4K TV. That's why he was so calm. Look how the lighting bounced off the wall to the floor and back onto character. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? I don't care about no lighting. We've been talking about lighting since PlayStation 1. And now you're telling me how the light bounced off the wall? Like, that shit bounced off the wall last generation. And it still don't look no better.
Yeah.
But this is what he was selling you. He was selling you 4K, not the Pro. I'm done.
Yep. Yeah,
all right, that's all you got on that. Okay, I guess go with your retro. I know you had your points. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's really what the issue is. Again, for those of you that was on Denison last night, you already heard this speech. But if you're gonna try to compete with PC like Sony said they want to do, it's not really about graphics. That's just something that console companies have said for years to try to intimidate the regular consumer and make them think that that's all it is to PC gaming. But PC gaming is about freedom. So if they really wanted to compete with PC like they say they want to, they would give you guys more freedom on console. And the first start to that is y'all not paying for online. That would be the biggest start. The second thing they would actually do if they really cared is they would have you guys actually do mods. And the fact that Sony got rid of Fallout 4 mods being possible for the PlayStation 4 shows that they really don't care about that much about your consideration or what you think. Also, if there's any issues on the console, and you're having problems and you talk to their customer support, they should help you and try to accommodate you the best way possible. Now, I will say that's something Microsoft does pretty good. Like you can call their customer service when you have problems with stuff like that. They'll try to help you and try to accommodate you the best way possible. But that's something Sony does not do. So I don't understand how they'll compete with the PC when they're not willing to respect you guys as their bread and butter that's funding them to actually survive as a company. It just doesn't make any sense. The other thing is that I wanted to bring up is that lighting can be good when you upgrade it for like resolution and stuff, but it all depends on like everything else that you fix for like your game experience too. Like it's really hard to explain, but there's like shadows and a bunch of other like graphics in the background that you have to fix with the lighting to make those changes. It's not just one thing. So, like, if they fixed up everything, which would be proper optimization, then it would be fine. But it's not proper optimization when you have 17 things you need to fix on your console and you only changed one, because that's not going to make it look different. That's like if you were 250 pounds and you lost 10 pounds and you said, I improved. Yeah, you lost a little weight, but is anyone going to be able to see that much of a difference from 10 pounds when you're 250? But it's the little things that matter, and they're not willing to do the little things for you guys. They're not respecting your opinion. They try to lie to you. And then the teraflops thing is stupid. Like, I understand it's a unit of measure for performance and speed, but let's keep in mind that they're floating points, which means they're decimals of float. Now, how many people in here are mathematicians and remember float numbers and how float works and operations of float numbers? I'm not going to lie. I can't read float, so I'm not going to pretend I know it. But a lot of people aren't good with that level of math. So to act like you understand float integers and numbers to understand the difference in performance is complete bull. So the teraflop nonsense needs to go away. But that's all I got.
All right, what's your sister?
I mean, yeah, because all I gotta say, I mean, Old Dirty, I'm like you, I'm a seasoned gamer too. You know, started on the 2600 arcade and all that stuff, but it was just seems like this generation right now is just spoiled. You know, resolutions, and graphics, and all that other stuff, and it's a headache. You know, it's like it's just some of these kids are just spoiled and just don't know how it is to put in effort and stuff like this. Like. Oh, Dirty. I mean, you know, back then, you know, the way we started, you know, with, you know, the controller and all that stuff. I try to educate somebody now. It's like, you know, the time I started back then, they look at me like I'm crazy. It's like, you know, holding controls like, what? You got a controller with one button? Say, yeah, that's where it started at. And then all these fancy buttons that you got today, you know, got 6, 8, 7, and the controls get out all over the place. Like, to me, like, I'm old school, like, you know, simple controls and stuff like that. That's just me. Especially, like, you know, when it comes to sports games, but as far as, like, you know,
now, you know, I got used to it with, you know, the 2 analogs and the face buttons and 2 shoulders, and the analog being pressed in. Now, I done got used to it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it is. It's a lot. Even when playing Madden, hell, you got every button on the controller, even the option button.
Yeah. We continue on, especially in Sony's case, with all the lies and BS they tell and stuff like that, lying to their customers. Like, I mean, come on, especially with that Pro. Like, come on, who are you trying to fool with? You know, Tom, Dick, and Harry will probably try to buy that, but come on, you call yourself a Pro, but you don't even get, you know, all the shortcomings and all that stuff. Come on. I mean, it's just not worth the money. It's just the way some of these things are going now. Like, for console games, yeah, it's mega expensive. You're paying for all these games. You're paying for online and stuff like that. And that's probably you say for the next generation, it's going to get more expensive. It's going to be an even bigger headache than it is right now. It's just, well, like I said, I mean, like some of y'all pointed up, it's going to get worse before it even gets better.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, it's like, thank God for PC. You can get stuff from less to free. and less of a headache. And like you said, you can do almost everything online. Everything on the PC, anything you can think of, you can do online. Watch movies, or even download movies for free and all that stuff. And you don't even have to worry about all paying a fee for anything and stuff like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And of course, seeing that that meeting that Sony did, that was just terrible. It's like I said, it's nothing but lies. It's just greed. That's basically what this game industry's been all about, or basically business in general. It's nothing but greed. They wanted to sell you and tell you anything just to get more money out of your pocket, especially during the holidays. Because you got all the big game releases, like they would put out everything just to get your money, anything to get that federal green out of your wallet. But the thing is, just now, especially this gen, you really got to be smarter with your wallet. And just like what you real mentioned up with the remasters, I'm guilty of buying some of them too, but some of them I just avoid. Is like, especially like when the Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Those two games are snubbed by a straight port, but they still want to charge you $60 for it for a game that's over 10 years old, and that's ridiculous. I mean, that's just highway robbery, and it's just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just this whole, it's all been another bit of big headache. But other than the PC, I don't mind going back to PC because I know I did PC gaming for a while up until 2000 because during that time I didn't have that kind of money just. Keep buying new graphics cards just to update it all the time. But it seems now you can get almost everything right then, right now. And I don't mind going back to PC, especially with Steam and everything. Because you can go to GameStop or Walmart, get those Steam cards, those prepaid Steam cards, and boom, you can download all kinds of stuff without using your credit card and stuff like that. But I basically that's all I have.
Okay, before we get to our last subject of today, let me go and give me my final thoughts about this generation of remasters, generations of remastered consoles, generation of more bugs and more glitches, high-priced DLC, microtransactions. Like, everything is getting really, really, really bad. I said this about 2 years ago. This is the calm before the storm. Right now, this is still the calm, and I just feel that it's going to get a lot worse, especially like we at the point that we were about to go into 4K gaming, and like y'all was saying a while ago, like why don't we take baby steps? We still struggle with 1080p. If we're gonna try to better the resolution, we need to take baby steps from 1080p to 1440 to 2K. If we still struggling with 60 frames per second, why the fuck are we trying to jump from 1080 to 4K? It doesn't make sense to me. A lot of these gamers these days, they don't care about the gameplay. They care about the graphics, in which it's mind-boggling. And this is why I'm an old school gamer, and this is why I've been fucking retro collecting this past couple of months. I am enjoying a lot of my retro gaming. I'm playing a little bit of everything right now, and I'm sick and I'm tired of this. I'm sick and tired of these ponies, these Xbox, and these Nintendromes that's basically satisfied of what's been going on with this generation, and it's fucking sad and it's fucking pathetic. And this is why I'm probably going to transition myself into a PC gamer, because I can't keep. I'm not going to keep doing what I'm doing. Going to GameStop, whatever, and fucking buy a lot of these games day one, because I'm just getting so sick and tired of hearing about content that got locked at the game, knowing that it's supposed to be a part of the game. It was announced first. The DLC was announced before the fucking game. It doesn't make sense. So that automatically tells you that they took content out the game. So shouldn't that tell y'all that something is fishy about this? But people still flock out and buy those games day one and fucking buy these season passes, and at the end of the day, they feel that they got cheated out their money. And what fucking pisses me off is that even though they feel cheated, they still go out and do the same thing over again. The reason why I think this shit is going to get worse, because people in this community, for some strange reason, that if these games are broken, it is okay. I don't understand. It is okay. Like, if it was another community, it is not okay. For some strange reason, it is okay to fucking spend your money on broken products in this gaming industry. It is okay to fucking pay online, but you're not even gonna fucking complain about the PC gamers. They don't pay online, but you gotta find some way to damage control your company of choice. And you know, at the same time, you know that you're getting fucked, but you so blinded about your company that you've been loving for a while that you don't care. You will spend all your money. You don't care. We got a lot of these idiots in this community that's ruining our experience with gaming of today because these developers, everybody's gaming industry listens to those frauds. Yeah, they're frauds, and I'm sick and I'm tired of it. I just can't keep going through this bullshit, man. I'm sick and I'm tired of this fucking fuckery that we have right now. And plus, with 4K gaming, you need a 4K TV, and 4K TVs. I know people said that it's not as expensive like it used to be, but it still is expensive. If you want to get the top of the top, you're going to spend thousands of dollars, man. So I don't know why you keep on trying to hype up your Scorpio, hype up the PlayStation 4 Pro. If you want to get the maximized experience, you're going to spend thousands of fucking dollars on a goddamn TV so you could get your little bit of extra textures. Like, come on, man. That's why we're getting fucked, because the idiots keep hyping this shit up, man. Just concentrate on 1080-60. 1080-60. But we still can't get 1080-60s on the fucking remastered consoles, in which I just don't understand. PS4 Pro is capable of 4K gaming. Well, it's not native, but they want you to think it's native. But why don't we take baby steps and just make it 1440 or 2K and 60 or 1080-60? That's what I fucking want. I don't want no fucking 4K 30. Like, that's fucking bullshit. But like I say, they listen to these frauds, this community, because all they want is graphics, graphics, graphics. And I'm fucking sick, and I'm tired, and this is the main reason why I'm going to be a PC gamer in a few. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I will let y'all guys know. But anybody else have anything to...
Yeah, I got one quick thing, because I forgot this when I was talking before, and I meant to address this. The last thing I just wanted to say was that last generation, I can't really talk about the Xbox so much because I played heavily on Sony, and I was playing more on my PS3. But last generation really signified what we were going to come into this gen, because that's when we were getting like the day one patches and all that stuff. So that's really when I moved over to PC gaming. But one thing I really want to address is, though I can't blame the developers, I would say the publishers and we at Gamers are at fault here. And what really made me realize this was, I was watching a couple of videos, and one of the ones that really stuck out to me, I was watching on Gaming Ethos channel, and he was talking about gaming today and how much it changed. And pretty much what he was talking about is, pretty much the economy is expensive. We all know that based on the way the world has been changing, inflation pretty much happens every couple of years, right? So everything in the world, whether it's food, shoes, housing, all becomes higher price over a certain amount of years, right? Gaming is the only form of media, or the only form of entertainment, that's still the same price, essentially, as it almost was in the 90s. So with the graphics and specs and all that stuff they put into the games, they really can't afford to give us all that stuff at the price they sell the games. So honestly, what we probably should be paying for games is anywhere from, I would say, probably $80 to $100 per game. But they know that people are stubborn and they're not willing to pay that. So what publishers do is they cheat the system. They give us less. They give us broken games to trick us into spending the proper amount of money we could have just paid up front to get a fully developed game properly, to get the funding they need. And it's really unfortunate, because it's frustrating and it's wrong that they're doing it, but it's also wrong for us to expect, while the rest of the world is evolving and inflating in prices, that gaming is going to send the same price. Because you're paying more for everything else in your everyday life, but you expect gaming to stay cheap. And I think that's kind of the wrong perspective from us too. But that's all I got to say. Like, I can't blame developers because they're the artists, but publishers are at fault for trying to hoodwink us, and we're at fault for not being willing to pay more with the inflation on prices for something that we truly love. But that's all I got to say.
Well, you got to remember, the gaming community is the only community that accept broken products and will pay for it.
But that's what I'm saying though. If they charge $100 up front for a game instead of $60, everyone would flip. But if it was $100, you probably wouldn't get a game broken because they would have all the funding I have. Like you see what I mean? It's a seesaw. It's an inverse thing. Like they do that because
now. Even if they started charging $100 for the games, they would still release them broken because that's what people are used to. Why would they change that?
That's what I'm saying at this point now, but there was a time, at least, I want to say 10 to maybe 12 years ago, that this should have been and could have been mitigated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the GameCube era was the time that change should have happened, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay.
But, like, the $100 games, like, nobody wants to pay that up front. They still make their $100 because they just sell you the extra $40 as DLC.
Exactly.
Pretty much on the same day. And people still buy it, so they're still paying $100. I don't really understand what the outrage is about.
You know, they making their money back.
And people don't understand that. Personally, I'd rather pay the $100 up front and get the game day one working. But that's just me.
Yeah.
It was one thing I did not mention. Like this generation, we did not get as many like new IPs like we did last generation. Because you gotta remember, last generation, we was introduced to Gears of War. We was introduced to the Uncharted series. We was introduced to the BioShock series. We was introduced to the Mafia. We was introduced to a lot of games, a lot of good franchises, and we was not introduced to not much this generation because we had like a lot of remasters. So only games I know that it's a franchise now is Titanfall and Watch Dogs. What else do we have besides those two? This generation.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get another Sunset Overdrive. Looks like we're not going to get another Quantum Break. Was there any new Sony IPs that came out this gen?
No, I don't think so.
Well, there was that fucking... What the hell's that movie? That game where it's like a movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Until Dawn, that's what it is. Maybe they'll make another. I heard that actually did okay. Maybe you'll get another one of those.
Quality has went down dramatically this generation. Like we ain't got, basically these games that we have right now, like it doesn't compare to the franchise games that we had last generation that we love so much, and that's why they're remastering because they were so high praised. They was loved. Titanfall and fucking what's the other one I just said? Watch Dogs. It's okay. Like it's not a big blockbuster heavy hitter. Like it's not that Gears of War or Uncharted type of game that we're gonna always want every generation. That's basically what I'm saying. And the quality has went down a lot. And we're not getting new games. We're not getting enough new IPs. We're getting more remastered games than new games, and that's what I'm saying. That I'm so fucked and I'm sick and I'm tired of this bullshit. That's why I'm going to transition to a PC gamer. So, anybody else have anything else to say before we jump into Nintendo?
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'll go after.
I was just saying, it's like, this generation you see more delays than ever. I mean, heck, you see games being pushed up like for towards the end of the year up until next year because that's a headache in itself. And then plus like the remasters, like some of them never had a chance to play them last year and then re-releasing them now, like I said, like the Batman Arkham games. That got delayed till like next month. Who knows when that's ever gonna drop? But yeah, like for DLC, when you get the Game of the Year editions like that, you get everything with it. Like why spend money on a season pass? You might as well just wait for the ultimate, collection to come out. You get everything all in one thing, one price. But that's all I have. You go ahead, Alex.
Okay, I was just gonna kind of finish this off, and we can go to Nintendo. I was just gonna say, like, Sony specifically told us that they made the Neo to keep people away from PC gaming. But to be honest, I think it's gonna do the exact opposite because the console isn't strong enough to keep people away from PC gaming. You're not going to get the same kind of experience, and you're still not getting any of the benefits of PC gaming with the PS4 Pro. It's just like your standard PS4 with slightly prettier graphics. You're still paying to play online. You're still have like terrible deals. You still have all the problems the consoles currently have. They're not fixing any of the issues that these consoles have. They're just making it shinier. And I think when Sony said they made this to keep people off PC gaming, I thought that was fucking hilarious because I don't see how they can think that's possible. These consoles,
Me
I
too.
just don't get it.
I remember
just don't
putting it in a
understand.
Steam. I remember putting it in a Steam chat, like one
Yeah.
of those little communities I'm in, and they all started laughing. And they said, "Sony
Because
think the
they're
world
not-
is flat."
Fixing any of
Yeah.
the like I don't understand how you are gonna make a new console to keep people off PC gaming, but at the same time you're putting your PS Now on PC. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
and
it doesn't make sense.
That's even more expensive too. Way more
Right.
expensive. They want like $100 for a year. Eat dick, man. Eat dick.
Oh, actually, $100 it's not bad because it's $20 a month. $20 a month or $45 every 3 months. So if you think
It's still
about
a
it,
lot, but it's better than buying it month by month.
yeah, that's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
Yeah.
also, I'm not like a really big fan of Boogie 298. I usually watch his stuff on like heavy controversies and everything.
Yeah.
But he actually called out Sony on when they didn't want to do the mod
Yeah.
support.
Somehow,
And, he
it
actually-
only took him 3 years, but he finally did it. Good for
Yeah,
him.
I like that. He actually usually he is a neutral son of a bitch, but he actually went full blown.
Because it's fuckery. Like, and that's another thing. Like, how are you gonna get people to leave PC when you're like stopping mods from going to your console?
Yeah.
You
It's
know
like,
what's
that's
funny
the kind
though?
of shit that doesn't make sense.
Boogie is neutral for his channel's sake, but he plays PC games more than anything. Like, have
Of
you
course,
ever
he's
watched
a
any of his
PC guy. He
streams?
said it in one of his videos recently. He's like, people think I'm a Sony guy, but no, I'm a PC guy. He was very clear about that.
Mhm.
I've never thought of him as a Sony guy. I've always just known him as a PC guy.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, whatever. Like, Sony, your console is dog shit. Microsoft, I don't know. Maybe yours will be dog shit too. You're pushing your gamers, your longtime console gamers. You're pushing them to PC. I know Microsoft doesn't care because you can buy their games on Windows 10. But Sony, this might be an issue for you. Oh, and
I'm just
sorry.
waiting for somebody to make like, you know how people have been making videos lately on YouTube where they have a console and they break it? I'm waiting for
Yeah.
somebody to do like episode from Family Guy where they make the screen black and white and they slowly walk up with the hip hop music in the bat and they just start like banging out with the bat
Oh,
the
yeah.
PS4 Bro and smashing
That's what
it.
he's talking about.
They'll definitely have that.
That Peter kept on playing that was annoying everybody. I forgot what was the name of it.
They actually they were parodying that scene from Office Space.
Yeah.
They were beating up a printer in the original version.
Yeah.
All right,
and then,
guys,
finally got
let's
to get
talk-
the
Let's talk
record.
some Nintendo. Let's talk some Nintendo because we kind of almost.
Oh, you mean the rumor company? That company?
Talk about the non-existent.
The company that has no home console games, and they're making cell phone games, and they're making 3DS games, and they're giving us no information. That company? Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right, this ain't gonna take long. I just want to do a little Nintendo if we head out. Okay, yeah. Well, what we talked about yesterday in your podcast that since Nintendo, they have the floor right now because Sony, Microsoft did theirs, Sony did theirs. Like, we know a lot about the Scorpio. We know a lot about the PS4 Pro. Now it's Nintendo's turn to basically give us feedback or reveal the console because it is time, especially for this console that's supposed to be coming out in March. Nintendo, they basically came out and said that it's supposed to be coming out in March. Then again, they lied a lot because we had like a whole bunch of delays, lots of delays on a lot of these games, and honestly, as each day goes by, it got me to think that this console is going to get delayed because you don't want to come out in October or November saying that we got a brand new console and you get to get it in the next 2 to 3 months. Like that is bad, very bad marketing, especially if you trying to basically get back on the good graces of your core fans. And after what they did with the Wii U, that's poor judgment of what they're doing right now. Very poor judgment. And if you want to start your console generation out on a good note, man, give people time to know what the hell this system is. And if this system is actually coming out in March and they're going to reveal it in October or November, that's very stupid on our behalf. and basically it wouldn't even surprise me because their marketing has been dog shit throughout this whole entire Wii U generation. But when it comes to their 3DS, they're on top of that because that's their bread and butter. But when it comes to the Wii U, they didn't give a fuck, and that's why a lot of gamers didn't give a fuck about Nintendo because Nintendo didn't give a fuck. That's why the Wii U is their worst selling home console of all time because Nintendo didn't give a fuck, and their old Nintendo fans didn't give a fuck. So it was like, man, fuck you, Nintendo, and that's your result. So Alex, give me a little feedback right quick about this Nintendo situation, man. Like, what you think? Well, do you even give a fuck anymore, man?
Yeah, I'm just waiting at this point. Like, I don't look. I see the rumors because they would show up in my fucking feed, but I don't care. Like, the rumors are nonsense. Like, we all know majority of it's not going to happen anyways. At this point, I'm just waiting for Nintendo to say something about it. I thought they were going to show something after Sony's events or soon after, but it doesn't seem like it. Now, all the rumors are saying it's October now. Wow. Last month, they said it was September. This month, now everyone's saying it's October. Ooh, amazing. I just want to see the thing. I don't care what it is anymore. I don't care if it's a hybrid. I don't care if it's a fucking home console. I just want to see it. Because at this point, because of the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio just being remastered consoles, the NX is the most exciting console we're going to have. And you can get mad at me or whatever. That's a fact. It's going to be the most unique console. And I just want to see it at this point. I just hope they actually have games this time around, not like that fucking dog shit Wii U. I hope. I just hope we see it. I'm at this point. Like, if we don't see it in October, that's like 5 months from October till launch. If they don't show it in October, it's either being delayed, or possibly they're only going to show it 2 weeks before it launches and just like have a media blitz, like how Apple does the iPhone. Since they're buddy with Apple now. Tim Cook and Kimishima, they play Mario Run together and shit. So who knows? Maybe that's what they're doing. I just want to see it. I don't know. I don't care about the rumors. Leave that shit to the other guys now. They seem to have that down packed. But yeah, NX could be the most exciting. It is the most exciting console that's coming up. Like, it goes NX, then Scorpio, then the Pro, because the Pro's fucking dog shit.
Well, it's like this, Alex. By you transition to a PC gamer, and if you ain't planning on getting that Pro or that Scorpio because you get better specs in your PC, and consoles is going to be very irrelevant to you, especially with Xbox and Sony because they share just buy the same amount of content. But with Nintendo, you got to buy Nintendo to get Zelda, Mario.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, no matter what, like the Nintendo console, the NX will have its own lineup of games that I won't get on the PC, PS4, or Xbox. And most likely it's not going to be anything similar to those because Reggie said they're not competing with these guys. They're going to go for whatever, that Blue Ocean or whatever the fuck he was saying. So I think it's probably going to be some weird console, but as long as they get enough games, it's okay. If I could deal with that shitty-ass gamepad for a couple of years, I think I can deal with anything else they can throw at us.
It's like, against my better judgment, I got a Wii U.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, and I'll say this to everyone that's here tonight, if you really, truly want to enjoy the Nintendo experience, you have to get their handhelds because the 3DS has been phenomenal. The NS has been phenomenal. The Game Boy Advance, the handhelds is where it's at because you get all your favorite Nintendo IPs and you get third party, which is never going to come to console. So if you really want a good Nintendo experience, you have to go with the handheld.
And even if the NX gets third party multiplats, like I said before, and Real said this too, I'm not buying them there anymore. No. I got let down by the rest of the Nintendo community.
And that's my point. But the ones on the handhelds are good. Like Phoenix Wright, Pokemon, you get your JRPGs.
But,
like Fire Emblem and Bravely Default.
Yeah, it's just I don't like handhelds. That's the thing. Like, if the NX is a hybrid thing and I can plug it to the TV, then that's cool. But I just don't give a fuck about handhelds. I don't take the train. I don't take the bus. I'm either driving or I'm at work or I'm at home or I'm out doing something. I don't play on handhelds. So if I have a couple minutes to do something, I'll play on my cell phone. But then I can play that little Mario running game. That's it.
So what if Nintendo took that into consideration so you could actually plug your 3DS into a TV?
If they had done that, I would use my 3DS.
I feel like eventually they're just going to do that. to accommodate the fans.
They should. Like, there's no reason why the 3DS can't plug into a TV. It's just a fucking cable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
yeah, we'll see. I hope that NX is cool. I just want to see it at this point.
Because
but
I don't know if you know, but when you get the capture card, because I used to have a capture card for 3DS.
Oh yeah, that's
it plays big screen on your laptop, so
yeah,
they should have like an equivalent for TV. You know what I mean? It would work the same way with the USB port. Like if you had a little HDMI.
They just don't want to do it for whatever, because they know if they do that and you can plug your 3DS to the TV, then nobody's buying a Wii U.
Yeah. All right, let's go with you, Gamer Nick. Yeah, go ahead and talk about this non-existent.
That's exactly what it is. It's non-existent. It's not real. There is no new Nintendo home console on the way. It's just not gonna happen. Isn't Tokyo Game Show supposed to happen this?
It's happening now, isn't it?
Yep.
Should be now, tomorrow.
I've been watching it like crazy, trying to see if
this thing goes by. If this thing go by and Nintendo doesn't at least hint that pretty soon we're gonna see something, I'm just gonna call bullshit and say they're just not making a new system at all. The NX is gonna be some kind of program where you can probably link your 3DS and cell phones somehow. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not buying this home console thing anymore. Just no, just get out of here with that shit. We're not making a new home console. Stop lying to us. I don't know what you're making. You're making deals outside of Nintendo, man. You got you're partnering with Apple. There might be something there.
What if the NX is like an iPad but branded as Nintendo and made by Apple? Like, would you guys like something like that?
It'd be a thing that's gonna happen. I don't know.
It could be like if you're partnered with Apple. Like, it's not I don't like Apple, but it's not a bad thing to be partnered with them. They're a very popular company, and that people buy their shit.
Here's the thing about Nintendo. Now, they've been around for like hundreds of years.
Yeah, 125 years or whatever.
Like, they've been in different businesses, and once something in that business they're in doesn't seem to be profitable for them anymore, they move on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe they're going to work on something else now that video games might not be their thing anymore. At least home console.
They got pushed out, it seems like.
Yeah, maybe they were like, okay, now we're going to make maybe they're trying to break in the mobile market. Maybe they'll revitalize that somehow. I don't know how. I mean, mobile market as much as...
Oh, and where the fuck is my Bayonetta amiibo? Like, why do you guys keep showing new Zelda amiibos and you still haven't released Cloud and Bayonetta yet? What is happening?
No more amiibo. Stop with amiibo. Stop.
I want my fucking Bayonetta amiibo. They promised this to us like back in like months ago. Was it like back in December or something last year? Like, I don't remember how long it's been now.
But yeah, I'm just starting to think this thing is just a lie. And the only reason why we heard so much about it is because everybody made up what it's supposed to be. NX is everybody's imaginary friend. Okay, everybody has a different. They have a different. Their friend has a different set of powers depending on who you talk to. You know?
Like, you heard it here from Nick. The NX is Plank from Ed, and Eddie confirmed.
Exactly. It's just a made-up console by disillusioned Nintendo fans about the Wii U. They're so like mind broken over this, so distraught that they had to make up a console that talks to them and tells them that everything's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is at this point. And even if this thing does come out, Nintendo fans are basically catfishing themselves because they're going to build up this thing, this fantasy in their mind, and when the final thing comes out, they're going to be very disappointed because if Nintendo made the console that these people are saying would be, it'd probably cost about $10,000 to buy at this point with all the shit they're adding into it. So it's like
when it comes to price point for the NX, they're in a really tough spot because
they need to have
$299. You can get either the PlayStation or the Xbox, and chances are the Xbox and PlayStation 4 are going to be stronger than the NX, and they're probably going to have more features, and obviously they're going to have a bigger library of games up front. So it's going to be a really interesting thing for Nintendo.
I think they're pretty much probably going to put this thing out at $300 at most. I mean, if they do,
I hope it's $250 or under.
They better have a damn good reason why it costs that much money. I mean, I don't know what's the fucking remaster Wii U games on there.
Their current console doesn't move at $300. I don't know if they want to go to that price point again.
Didn't the president say they wanted to be lower than that price point?
They want it to be cheaper than the Wii U. Yeah,
I mean, that's what I thought.
they're going to probably put stuff in there to make it run good enough, but they got to find a way to make it affordable so people will buy it and they don't lose too much money on the initial console sold and stuff like that. So, like I said, that's basically what the NX is. It's just people. It's Tyler Durden to the Wii U. That's all it is. I'm telling you this right now. So
I just can't wait for the hurt Nintendo fans when they see the NX to start making a bunch of disappointed memes that say, "I liked your filter picture better."
Oh man.
But they'll be like, "Oh, how dare you, Nintendo?" It's like, well, Nintendo didn't tell you what was coming yet. You made that shit up yourself. But anyway.
The funniest part is going to be when we see all the rumor the rumor channels on YouTube that were like hyping up every single rumor and saying that every rumor was amazing, and then they see the actual thing and they're like, oh, it's not like any of the rumors, and I love it. And it's like,
exactly. Like Obi-Wan and Etika, I'm waiting to see how they pull this one out of their butts.
And it's just, I know, like I said, I know Nintendo's like a quiet company and they want to, but they've been way too quiet, I think, for way too long. I mean, they're still talking about all the other shit they plan on doing. But this, they have not said one word about this in almost 2 years other than it's coming or whatever, or we're not going to make the same mistakes we did with the Wii U. Hey, they're right. You're making all new mistakes, not even talking about the damn thing like at all. I mean, it's just, these people, stop. Look, guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the NX is not real and it never will be. It's your imaginary friend, right? You made it up. It's on your head. Like, you might need some medication to have it stop talking to you. But, yeah, the NX is just not coming.
Is that all you got?
Quietly told me to shut up in the comment section, so all right, I'm done.
All right, Jay, I know you don't have much to say about Nintendo. Go ahead and get your 10-second Nintendo segment.
Just bring the damn thing out before somebody jumps off a bridge, overdose on pills, or kill somebody. Y'all know how some people get when it comes to games, man.
Some of them can act like soccer fans.
The zeal can get pretty outrageous, man. And I seen the tweets, people making the death threats are coming, but so far I seen the hunger strike, I seen the cussing out, but I know the death threats are right around the corner. So that's all I gotta say. Just bring the damn thing out before somebody do something incredibly stupid.
All right, Dirty. What's your intake, man?
Basically, I don't know what Nintendo was waiting on. We already know about, Microsoft and Sony, and like they're gonna go back and change anything to make it like the NX. So I mean, just give us something. You know what I'm saying? Like, show us.
Like Nintendo's gonna be crazy if they think Sony and Microsoft are gonna change their console last second for that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, show us the A button on the controller, something like. I don't
they don't even need to show the actual console. Just like show us the fucking lineup of games you have coming.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'm done. I don't know what they're waiting on, but
nobody does.
Okay. Is that all you got on that?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Before I get to Retro, give us some questions before we end this podcast. Give us questions. It's gonna go with Retro.
Nintendo. All right, so here's my thing. I'm gonna be real. I stopped caring about the NX around summer when I first discovered how awesome Borderlands was and just like powered through all 3 games. My thing is, at this point, I really don't care what the NX is. As long as it keeps solid titles on the 3DX, which apparently they're doing, I'll be happy because I'm a 3DS owner anyway. With games like Pokemon and all that good stuff, I'm good with those. They keep solid with that, make a couple of interesting mobile games what they're currently working on, and then maybe, put their foot all the way in the water and start swimming and put some games on PC. I'll be happy. I care more about their future plans of other things they're doing with gaming at this point than the NX. I care more about what they're doing with third party. In fact, I care more about what they're doing in Florida about putting in this new Nintendo rides and stuff at Universal Studios. And I just got some family members that moved to Florida like recently. I'm good to go. Like, I care more about what the company's doing with all their other stuff right now than the NX. Because at least we're getting definitive answers with those and I know what to expect. You know what I mean?
Yep. They're not talking a peep about the NX, but they'll gladly tell you about everything else they're doing.
Exactly. And it all sounds pretty positive. So I'll go with that. I'll keep a positive mind with all that stuff. And the NX is really just on the back burner. Until they give me something definitive that lets me know it's worthwhile to me, I mean, Zelda seems cool, but I don't see any other games I care about that I don't have. Everything is pretty much ports of stuff I already got. But that's all I got.
All right, it's gonna go with you, Sensitar here.
Yeah, as far as the NX is concerned, man, I mean, they're afraid like the big two's gonna copy off of them and stuff like that. That's just my thing about it. But as far as everything else, I mean, like I said, handheld, they got it locked. The mobile thing, they got it locked. Everything else, they're just using that just to distract us from the NX. Like, but still, I mean, the rumors are gonna keep going. The rumors are gonna keep going up until whenever it drops and stuff like that. Because that's just like Nintendo is. Like, I mean, just want to be so tight-lipped about it. But yeah, but they're glad to top out anything else other than the NX and stuff like that. But that's all I have to say on it.
Well, that didn't take long.
Like one more thing I want to say that I forgot. I feel like at this point, and I think we talked about this. I want to say maybe 10 or 11 podcasts ago, because I remember talking about this with Alex, because it was based on something he did back when he was doing the Team Red podcast with Nia and Coupon. You remember when you were talking about Nintendo's president? And you were talking about how Nintendo's president has been with the company for years, but, you know, he was working with their finances. So he was all about helping them keep their money intact, fix their balance sheets, and do what they need to do to ensure they had their funds. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
So the way I see it is, when you were talking about that and you explained it in detail, I had, like, the hypothesis that his focus was going to be more on things that can make Nintendo money, even if it didn't have to do with consoles or too much with gaming. And sure enough, while these been going on, this is what we've been getting. Because
that's why they have the deal to make those Nintendo shoes.
Mobile gaming, like all this stuff. He's doing it from a more business standpoint. So as long as he's president, don't expect too much out of the console, because him being the president and coming from finance, he's going to make the smart moves with things that have a possibility of being successful or already are. And since the console is a failure but the 3DS isn't, gaming-wise, he's going to focus on that and then try some other avenues approaches to see how those work. So him being a president that comes from a financial background, don't expect him to do too much with the console, because in his mind, based on the numbers, it's a losing cause. But that's all I got.
He's gonna diversify and get them, and that's why you saw fucking Mario at the Olympics and shit. Like these kind of things that he's gonna get Nintendo in people's faces any way he can, because they obviously can't do it with their home console anymore.
All right, let's go get to some questions, guys. Cause it's after 10 o'clock where I'm at. Yeah, man, I'm Central America. Okay, I saw a few of them.
Well, you should tell these people ahead of time. It's question time.
I did.
Yeah, he did.
I did use it in here.
There you go. There's one from Big Two. Hypothetical question: if Color Slash is a success, do you believe we can see a resurgence rise in the Wii U, or will it just be a rise in Gamer Nick's pants? I'm pretty sure, regardless of how well Color Splash does, Nick here is going to have to buy several pants, and because they're all going to be moist after he plays that game. Like, I saw the trailer that they put out today. It actually looks pretty good, so I'll be checking it out. It sure as hell doesn't look $60 good to me, so I'll be renting that bitch. And then, because you could probably beat it in a day or two. Now, I might
your local Redbox.
Yeah, I might stream it. I don't know, because Nintendo will copyright strike me anyway, so I don't see there's a point to stream it. But it actually looks pretty good. But again, Nick will need several pairs of pants.
Got one from Dave J. Will Nintendo fans get NX info faster than Drone Crusher getting his hands on a what's that Nanaimo
bar? He's never getting that Nanaimo bar, so obviously we'll get the NX before his Nanaimo bar.
I got one good question real quick. I want to answer this one. Dave J said, what happened to the Reboot Gaming cast? Well, Dave J, like Team Rocket from Pokemon, we were defeated like Giovanni, and now we're in a cave somewhere trying to rebuild. You can expect us back sometime with no official date.
You want to know what happened in the Reboot Gaming cast? Go message Zen and ask them. Like, they don't show up. That's what
I had to answer that. That was too funny.
Yeah, EJ got a question. He said, should Microsoft support mods with the Xbox?
I thought they said they were going to.
They already are.
Yeah, they are.
They've
Yeah,
been
no,
doing it
Sony's
since
not. I mean, Microsoft took
Yeah,
advantage of that.
Microsoft is, yes.
Fallout 4's had mods since March.
Yep. Got another question up from Jerry, slamming. Why is region lock a fucking thing?
It's only a thing in the world of Nintendo.
Yep.
And
And
nobody else
it
does
doesn't
anymore.
make any sense.
Nobody else does it. I think Kimishima said the NX will not be region locked, so that's good.
I wish I had an educated answer for region lock, but I don't.
It saves
There's
the money.
no reason for them.
It's a money thing. That's
But
all.
it really would save them money though, because you think it's saving them money, but there's a lot of IPs that people want that would make them more money if they were not region locked.
Oh, whatever.
Like, I don't
Well, at least
know.
it seems like
Phoenix
they're
Wright
gonna
5,
not
the
do
game
it.
we never got.
Now, Lewis, we're not gonna answer that, man. That's
That's a little too much.
That's too much.
Maybe if you said when is he going to retire, but not that.
I mean, we just lost a Wada, so I don't want to place any bets.
Yeah. Why do you all want Nintendo to rush things before they are done? I know you all want news on it, but they aren't saying anything until they are ready.
Okay, this whole rush thing.
We don't want them to rush it. We just want to tell them what the fuck it is.
You call over a year of waiting after they announced something rushing?
Yeah, how's that rushing? They basically abandoned the Wii U like over a year ago, so I don't see how this rushing.
There would be no questions if they had not talked about this well over a year ago.
I got an answer for him. Okay, for your question, you have to understand that everything is relative. So I'm gonna break it down for a brother. Okay, first off, they put out the information a year ago. Second, even if they took as long as they needed to complete the NX, that would be fine, providing the Wii U was still getting content. However,
Right.
because Wii U owners are not getting content, and we're waiting for the NX after being announced over a year, people want it faster.
They want to know.
Like, no one would care if the
You
NX took a
can't
long
have
time.
a console in the market that's getting 0 games when you've talked about a new console and then
Right,
refuse to
it's
say
all
anything,
about balance.
while at the same time putting out games on your 3DS and talking about cell phones and your Nintendo shoe deals and shit, but you won't talk about your fucking home console that's supposed to
Yo, I
replace
ain't
your
gonna lie. I'm
failure
gonna get
console.
those.
That's why
I'm gonna
people
get those
want to
white
know
and black
about it.
Nintendo fans.
Y'all gotta remember the NX was, bro. It was talked about before the Neo and the Scorpio.
Way before the Neo and
Way
Scorpio.
before, and I don't see how you thinking that like we want them to rush. Like, this thing has been dry for over a year, and basically we still don't know any information. So this is how we feel about Nintendo.
Yeah. So there's another question here. What is that noise?
That's how I feel about Nintendo.
Oh,
Flip
okay,
flop.
it's a clock. Okay. So there's a question here. Are cheap 4K TVs good to purchase, like Insignia? If you wanted to get like a little cheaper brand one, I heard Vizio's the best of the bunch.
Yes.
But the only problem is, like, you need to make sure you're getting the model that has HDR in it. Otherwise, you're not going to be maximizing the Xbox or the PlayStation. You won't get all that expanded color range. So you'll just be getting a TV that looks a little clearer.
I'll give you a little advice on that.
Yeah.
Walmart sells those TVs, so if you get the insurance, which is only $10 extra,
Yeah.
and it breaks fast, you get a new one for free.
Oh, that's nice.
The other thing is, if you have your receipt and you go back and you read the box and realize it doesn't have HDR, you can take it back with your receipt and go ahead and get the right one. So that's two things to keep in mind as far as getting it from Walmart.
All right, we got one for Big Pooh. What are the estimate sales for the PS4 Pro by the end of 2016? What do y'all think?
A lot.
That's hard to say, but I do know the No gave members for gaming and consoles in general, and gaming for PC in general. According to the No, they're saying that for 2017, analysts has predicted that 21 billion will be the total sales for console, and then for
Billion?
PC, yeah, 21 billion, and they're predicting
Million.
no 21 billion as a whole for all the console sales for 2017. That's including PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo.
Oh, damn.
That was their prediction. If you
What?
count all three consoles for 2017, that's
That
what they
doesn't
will.
even make sense.
They're saying that's what they will make as a whole. Well, if you think about it,
the fucking PlayStation Pro ain't selling shit.
if you think about it, they're talking about all
billion,
three
like 100 million.
But they're not saying each. They're saying as a whole, counting
But
all
even
three
combined,
companies.
that's absurd.
Yeah.
Not if you count consoles and all their games.
Do you mean $21 billion or consoles sold?
No, $21 billion.
Okay, I was under the impression you were talking about consoles sold.
$21 billion.
So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
$21 billion. And they said for PC gaming for 2017, they're predicting $31 billion.
Yeah, because of those damn Steam sales.
Yeah.
So we don't know the exact numbers on consoles, like per se, but we know that it's sounding to be a little lower than
a lot of
previous
market
years.
share and mind share this generation. So the Pro's gonna sell well. Like even though it's a shitty console, it's still gonna sell a lot.
There's still a lot of people in the PS3 community that don't have PS4s.
I haven't jumped up yet.
So
Like,
they're
half
the
of them
people
haven't
that
jumped
will
up
probably
yet.
jump on those. Exactly.
Here's another question. What's your favorite movie for this year?
Ooh, I got that one. Sausage Fest.
That was really Sausage Party. That was really good. Let me double check what came out this year.
Actually, hold on. Sausage Party was the best for the summer, but if we talk about the year in general, I have to give it to Civil War.
Yeah, I said I
Civil War
agree.
was
Civil War.
really good.
That was a good one.
That was a really good movie.
Let's see. Suicide Squad was okay. Star Wars Beyond was okay. X-Men Apocalypse was meh. Oh, Deadpool. Deadpool was the best movie I saw all year.
I thought
that's
Deadpool
my
was
second
good, and I thought it was going to be my best, but Civil War was amazing.
Civil War is my second. You know what's
Like-
really good, and it's like not many people watched it, is Kubo and the Two Strings. That's an excellent movie.
Hold on. Didn't The Conjuring come out? Conjuring 2 come out this year?
Yes, it did.
That was a really good movie. I really liked that.
And Nice Guys. That was a really good movie.
Yeah. All right, a couple more questions. We're going to end the podcast. Couple more.
Yeah, there's not that many good movies that came out this year. It's been a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. There were a lot of good ones on.
Zootopia too.
But
Zootopia
there was a lot of
awesome.
okay. There was a lot of
Zootopia was
okay.
pretty funny.
The Central Intelligence was okay too.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, that
Central.
was funny.
Actually, there's some decent movies. I saw Jason
shit.
Bourne. That was a mediocre
Hey,
movie.
we got a question for us black guys. Churches or Popeyes?
Huh?
Popeyes.
Yeah, we got
Man, we
Popeyes.
don't even have
We don't have
Popeyes in
churches.
Canada.
And
Here's my thing. Churches do taste good, but the chicken is too salty. Like it feel like after 2 pieces you're gonna catch high blood pressure real quick.
Churches has the
Also, their-
best chicken burger though,
Also, their biscuits are too dry compared to Popeyes.
and
Wait,
we don't have
oh,
Popeyes here.
I like chicken.
Huh?
So why is that question for black guys? I like chicken. That's racist.
Also, their red rice and beans are fire. Though I will admit to you guys, never buy their red rice and beans if you're drinking.
Hell
Makes
yeah,
for
dog.
bad morning.
Yo, that's like, oh my god, I love the red rice and beans, man. That's just the
It's
best.
good.
Yeah, but if you drinking, it's not a good combo.
I'm not gonna drink it.
No, I'm saying if you drink and eat it.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna eat it separately. But I don't know, man. I haven't ate fast food in fucking decades.
Oh, we got one from Dave J. How did Pony Dust obtained?
What?
How
Here-
did Pony Dust obtained?
Here's how you do it.
How do you?
Here's how
get
you do it.
pony
And
dust?
keep in mind, I say this allegedly. First, you get some crack cocaine.
Oh no.
Then you get a little oregano, cinnamon, and egg. Mix it all up in a bowl.
No, it's actually a lot simpler than that. From what I understand, I've heard this. I heard this from a pony directly. What you do is you find a horse out in the wild and you actually let it snort cocaine, and then when it farts, you catch it in a jar, and that's your pony dust.
That's the Pony Dust, huh?
Pony dust. That's what they snort. That's why they get so freaking crazy.
Okay, man. That's the last question, man. That was one from that's one from Whitford. But that'd be the last one. Question: does GameStop warranty on consoles cover everything? On
No,
consoles?
no.
No, certain things.
There's one really big part that's really important that they don't have in the contract. And I remember this happened to somebody because I was going to GameStop to pick up a couple of things, and somebody was like, "Hey, I had this issue and I have a warranty." And they're like, "Well, this is a part we don't replace." And they showed them on the warranty that it was like a little really, really thin line of print that you could barely read. So there's certain parts with your warranty that aren't replaced.
The big poo wants to know if Gamer Nick has changed his panties yet. I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, guys, that's it, man. It's almost month mid, so I'm tired as hell. But yeah, we had a hell of a show today. Great topics, same cast and crew, same old, same old. I guess I'll say this before we head out. Tomorrow, if y'all are following me or Alex on Xbox Live, I'm gonna do some Halo. We're gonna do some Halo nights. I know Big Pooh, you've been asking me about playing Halo with the subs. So if some of y'all guys not too busy tomorrow, I should have a little time on my hands, and I will be on Halo multiplayer tomorrow evening. So if you're not following me on Xbox Live, my gamer tag is in the description below. And like I say, just hit me up and message me, and I will message you back. So I guess after that, let's go ahead and get into our outros, man. Because I'm ready to get out of here.
Okay.
Let's go with you, Alex, man.
All right, what's going on, people? ActivesiN here. This is another week of Real Talk with the Real Gamer. We talked about some fuckboys, as I promised, and we talked about how Sony and Microsoft are pushing real gamers over to PC, and the casuals can stay on their pretty little consoles, I guess. And what else did we talk? We talked about that imaginary NX Nintendo, when you're going to show it to us. Until then, you are irrelevant. And that's it.
All right, let's go with you, Jay.
What's up, everybody? This is JDauntless, the Protagonist Gamer. Man, we covered a lot of great topics today, and I see that the more we have these podcasts, we're talking about how deeper Sony's going down that rabbit hole, man. And pretty soon we're going to be talking about some even dire news about Sony soon. So I'm looking definitely forward to that podcast. Thanks for the invite, man.
All right, appreciate you, man. Oh, I forgot you, Gamer Nick. Go ahead, Gamer Nick.
Hey guys, Gamer Nick here. Oh, he is here. Yeah.
For a second there, I really thought that was him.
He beat it out.
This is Nick from Gamer Nick Incorporated. Alex is an asshole, and there is no NX.
How you beat the host, man? What the fuck?
That's all powerful.
Oh my god, man. It shows a glitch in this shit. He beat the host. All right, let's go. You there, Dirty?
Yeah.
All right, let's get you out, man.
Hey, yo, this is your boy Dirty. Nice podcast. Thanks, Gamer, for having me in. My bad, y'all. I'm just checking out this little beta from that I downloaded. So yeah.
You guys try the Forza 3 demo? That shit was amazing.
Yeah, I'm about to go try that out.
All right, appreciate you, Dirty. All right, let's go with you, Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. By the way, Tiger, I saw your message and we got you, bruh. You said you love Nia and you want that hookup? We'll hit her up later. Nah, I'm just messing with you. He said he wanted y'all to add her to the Halo stream.
I know,
if y'all
I
could.
already replied to him.
All right. All right, last but not least, you gotta go with your Sinister here.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Your main man, Sinister here. Joining another topic with the Real Talk with the Real Gamer. Also, got to finish up on Narcos also, but also, appreciate, talk about bullshit Sony, but
remember, this is the hate cast. This is just the Sony hate cast, so yeah.
Oh, here's one for the headlines. Fuck Sony, they suck. There you go.
yeah, they suck dick.
Appreciate you.
They suck fucking pony dick. There you go.
Okay, like I was saying, we're gonna do some Halo nights. So I guess we can make that a Friday evening kind of deal.
Yeah. And we will definitely get Gears 4 nights going too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So I guess Halo nights could probably. I say we could probably start like around Probably around 9 o'clock my time, probably 7 o'clock around Alex time. So about 9 o'clock.
That should be okay.
9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern Pacific.
Yeah, it's a little easier now since the sun is setting earlier, so I don't feel compelled to go outside and do stuff.
Yeah. So, we'll start around that time. So like I say, man, if you're not following me on Xbox Live, the link is in the description below. And I have everybody's channels in the link in the description below as well, too. So go subscribe to everybody and, follow us tomorrow. We're going to be playing some Halo. And I will be streaming it. So come back, support your boy. Or if you think you game, follow us, and we'll I guess I will set up some kind of little party deal for us to play together. So like I say, man, come back tomorrow and we will have some fun. And after that, take it easy. Peace out.